Welcome to What Do You Think Book 1, 30 Controversial Issues Today for Very Advanced Classes, read by LI's Korea editorial staff, and copy edited by Dwayne Voorhees. This is Teacher Karen and this video is brought to you by Cambridge.com. This is the continuation of our topic, issue number 19, Suicide on page 79. And now we are going to answer comprehension checkup. Let's see if you really understood the story that we read from my last video. Okay, let's start. Number 1. What does the writer think when she hears about other people's suicides? Okay, she silently applauds the decision. Number 2. What does she think when she sees people in trouble? Okay, she wonders why they feel that life is so precious that they want to continue to live. Number 3. What do experts advise people with the suicidal thoughts to do? The answer is to seek professional help. Okay. Next, number 4. Does the writer believe the troubles in life are temporary? No, is the answer. And the last question here, number 5. Why is the writer still alive? Yes, you're right, because she is waiting for her elderly mother to die. Because she's the only one she cares about, not to hurt. Okay. Now, I will need your own opinions again when we answer this. What do you think? You can get a piece of paper and a pen to write your answers. And I'll be giving you some opinion samples for the following questions. Okay, let's start with number 1. Talk about why adults commit suicide. Alright, here's my opinion sample for number 1. The fact that people live in boxes under bridges and suffer terminal diseases is the best evidence that even under the worst conditions, life is precious. Otherwise, why would they want to go on? Even though life may be painful and depressing, hope springs eternally that things will get better. Many people who were hell-bent on killing themselves have changed their minds and decided to give life one more shot and are thankful that they did. What do you think? Number 2. Talk about why children commit suicide. Did you guys commit suicide? What do you think? Alright, here's an opinion sample for number 2. Suicide is a permanent solution to what may be a temporary problem. Once you cross that great abyss, there is no coming back. Even those who suffer from terrible illness, such as cancer or AIDS, say they want to die with dignity. They want to thank family members and friends who stood by them and offered unconditional love and emotional support. How much more compassionate and classy that is than blowing your brains out and leaving the carnage to be discovered by a spouse or a dear friend. Let's go now to question number 3. If you knew a man who really wanted to attempt suicide, would you say, go ahead? How could you persuade him not to attempt it? Here's an opinion sample for number 3. I understand some of the reasons people want to commit suicide. For example, they are suffering from depression and have problems that seem overwhelming. But many of them who really attempt suicide fail to end their lives and then have emotional and physical scars they have to live with for the rest of their lives. Remember, there is always a rainbow after the storm, and the rainbow is God's promise that there will be many beautiful days ahead. Alright? Number 4. If you saw someone trying to commit suicide, what would you do? Suicide has never solved any problem. It only creates others. Granted, there are times when you feel so worthless that you don't want to be a burden to others. But don't run off and be alone. Run to a phone and get some help. The line that is repeated most often is this: if he had only known what his death would do to us, he never would have done it. Question number 5. What do you think makes people hesitate to kill themselves even though they are having suicidal thoughts? Here's an opinion sample for number 5. The pressure to succeed academically is really heavy. Teens are forced to strive to gain acceptance by top-class universities. It's especially tough if their fathers or mothers went to these schools. Life in an affluent suburb is often lonely. The parents are involved in demanding careers. They travel a lot and almost never do things together with the family. The fact that many more teenage suicides occur in well-to-do areas than lower-middle-class neighborhoods proves that most rich kids are more seriously troubled than poor ones. Alright, let's just read some other opinion samples on this book. Some authorities believe that a person who is bent on destroying himself will do so, and no amount of loving or caring can prevent it. They say suicidal personalities have a fragile link in the psychic chain that cannot be reached or repaired. Often there is no hint, no signal that they need help. The person who swallows a handful of pills, just enough to punish an indifferent spouse or an unfaithful lover, doesn't really want to die. He's signaling for help, but the one who takes 100 pills, uses a revolver, or jumps off a bridge unseen is another story. 10 years ago, everything hit me from all sides. I became depressed and suicidal and started to plan my own death. I attempted to kill myself in March, but a motel attendant saved me. I came out of the hospital still determined to end my life. I began saving prescription pills. When I went to church in search of answers, I would look around to see if there was a way I might hang myself from the ceiling. In June, I headed for a small town where I thought I would not be found and took 300 prescription pills with me. A friend traced me to the motel. 3 other friends flew up and talked me into going to the hospital. I walked into that hospital with the 300 prescription pills, determined to kill myself there. While seated in the lobby with other patients, I picked up a Reader's Digest and opened it without looking at the index. The article I saw was entitled, "Before You Kill Yourself." It gave several reasons to choose life over suicide. God, friends, and that article in Reader's Digest saved me. Alright, so it's not really good to commit suicide, guys. Don't do it. Before I finish this video, let's just read this. He's still single. Every time he was ready to get married, the price of rice went up. Oh, it means it's not his time yet. Alright, so that's it for today. Hope you've learned so much today. Goodbye and see you again.